G'day everyone, welcome back to Nat's Knackers Yard. Got some weird lighting effects going on there. I'm Nat, this is my Knackers Yard, that is Mick the XJ650, that is Mack the XJ750. Not a lot done since the last upload. Basically, the lad who I picked up the CB1254 for took his CBT yesterday and is now on the road today, which is brilliant. I haven't really had a lot to do, or had a lot of time to do anything with the bikes. I caught a lurgy this week. Good God, I mean, it wasn't COVID. I took a test and everything, but I've only got one bolt going through there. That's weird. Yeah, I took a COVID test and passed / failed. I don't know, whichever one you want to call it. There's one on the other side as well. That's it wasn't COVID. But it's just fucking weird. It wiped me out about 2.5-3 days. Just completely and utterly destroyed me. You might still hear it in my voice, but I'm feeling a lot better in myself. I can concentrate and I haven't got a booming headache. But yeah, weird. The only thing I did do in the week, let me find the other one. My last solution of swapping over the taps was great, but that stem is too short for a 750 tank, or for this teardrop, if you like, tank it. I couldn't get the tap up to reserve, but that's fine. That will go back on the 650 onto Mick. Right, let's get you set up and we'll see if we can start this bad boy, shall we? Right then, apologies if this is coming across as a bit rushed, but it is. Life and other stuff, and ballet exams, and yeah, all the good stuff that comes with life and kids and things. I haven't got a lot of time. I've noticed that before. A little bit of a clunk on one of those pipes. Nothing that's insurmountable. Right, let's see if we get anywhere. I've got some noise. When it runs, it doesn't sound that unhealthy. Just getting it to run. One and two running hot. Sorry, 3 and 4 running hot. Why are you not playing? Sparking okay. Spark, well, certainly one is. I find that odd that I take it that long to start. that's 1 and 2 not really adding to the game, and I think with hindsight I can feel it. Now this may sound like I'm just trying to annoy the neighbours, but what I'm trying to do is just see if I can get any revs through to heat up that pipe, so moving it away from the idle jet and into the main jet. You can see the steam coming off here. I'm in on 3 and 4. I'm still running Scorchio. On 1 or 2, absolutely nada really, even going through the main jets rather than just the idle jets. That's quite a nice noise considering that it is only running off 3 and 4. Right, got to rush out to ballet stuff. Got to push the bike away, let it cool down. I think, what am I on? Probably on compression tests. See if there is a compression issue with 1 and 2, and then look at carbs. Again, I mean, I've had the carbs off, but they got a very quick douche. To be brutally honest, the inside of that tank is absolutely heaving. Right, get back to you. Dear Santa, Nat has been a good boy this year, mostly, and he would like a camera that doesn't feckin' die without any warning at all. It died while I was recording, which means it just deletes the recording, which is really frustrating. But essentially I went through a compression test on 1, 2, 3 and 4. I did it before, a little bit of 2-stroke oil in the top, and then after. It levelled out around 75-80 psi, which is quite low, but it's consistent across the lot. Now I'm going to have to look up what it should be, because I'm not entirely sure. But the fact I didn't get a massive dip between 1 and 2, 3 and 4, I see as a good thing at this stage, but we'll see. Oh, and while I had everything pulled out, I also checked the spark on each, and even plugged in my other set of coils just to see if that made a difference too. Right, not quite sure what we got to there, because my fucking battery died on me. But the spark's a bit inconsistent, but it's there. I do have other coils if I'm going to go that route. The original coils are on the other one actually. I did try dropping some fuel through it. It doesn't like a direct line. It just pisses out carb too, so there's something going on there. But let's see if we've got any more life in there. I've cleaned out all the sockets for the coils. Quite like doing this audio after the fact when I'm watching it. It's like a bit of an internal monologue. I'll skip through this because it's just basically an old bald man pissing around trying to make something work that never will. It's the carb. I'm adamant at this stage that the carb isn't playing, so I'm in a fortunate position where I have a clean and, albeit set up for the 650, but a clean carb set up for the other bike for Mick. So what I decide to do is to whip it out and try and swap 1 for 1. Carb swapping bikes isn't something I'm used to, but I'm quite used to pissing around with carbs on these older XJs, so it should be a relatively quick attempt. Okay, a relatively quick operation now, because way around these carbs. So that is Mick's carbs on. It's obviously on direct rather than vacuum fed. Another good excuse for a voiceover, because you can see the bush behind me is really starting to go for it. It's the wind is kind of trashing my audio. Mick's carbs were clean, but they were bone dry, so they needed some encouragement to get through. I don't know what it is with these XJs, though. It's not something I've come across before, but they really don't seem to like being direct fed. They seem to like being vacuum fed more. Now, I know that the amount of vacuum doesn't push through an amount of fuel. I know they're not linked. I know it's effectively a binary, i.e. if there is vacuum, it allows fuel to flow. But these older bikes just seem to be a little bit temperamental on that front, so it's never going to run great, in my humble opinion, on a straight flow. And you'll see some of that in a little bit. It runs better on a vacuum, but we'll just skip you through this bit. Best idle I've had. I'm not entirely sure you're going to hear anything. It's so windy, it's blowing everything out, but that sounds quite healthy. One more each time. Are hanging. I think that could just be air fuel screws. I might have a bit of a play with it, but I just want to let it run. I just want to let it idle for a few minutes. checked off the other pipe, the other set of carbs. I can't for the life of me remember what it's jetted to. The smoke is because I've been chucking water on the exhaust, but just to show you, can you see what I see? Approximately. So on 4, you can see that? Yep. 3, yep. 2, yep. 1. It came back to life. I think it just basically shat and spat itself. It came back in. Interesting. Right, shits and giggles, I thought I'd try tank and filters. And it seems a lot happier. This is a moment where I push the bucket button. This bike hasn't moved since I've had it. It seems to be holding its own. Let's get it out and see if I can hoik it up and down the road. Now I do have to bounce it around the front of my wife's car to get it off the driveway. Let's see if it moves. Well, that is far from perfect, but that is far from plain. That is brilliant. It's got some balls to it. For a little shaft drive. I feel so good. I've got a bike that fucking moves. That sounds ridiculous. But it just died at the bottom of the driveway as I was getting it back up. It's not right. The carbs need some work. I'm going to have to look back and check up jetting and yada 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 yada. But fundamentally, they're providing fuel. All 4 pipes are turning and burning. Happy days. Hey babe.
Happy days.
Noisy bikes. Right, so the big so what. So what? I think I might treat myself to a new filming phone for Christmas, because that fucking thing just died on me again, and I made a brilliant flowing speech. So what? I don't think that's my end state. It was great that it worked off those carbs. Those carbs have been stripped and cleaned down to the bare bones. These ones haven't. They got a cursory clean because they weren't that bad, but I think they might need a proper strip, a proper clean to get them at least as clean as those. I'm going to look up what jetting I've got, etc. in those, because I can't remember. It'll be on an old vid, on an old upload. But I'm fucking well happy. I've proved it moved. Now I can move on to other bits and pieces, bits that I want to change but don't necessarily need to. Like the seat, it's big, it's comfy, it just needs doing better, he says confidently. Just needs doing differently, as much as anything else, but it is really comfy. This backlight is fucking atrocious. The angle of that plate is ridiculous. But I think I can just get away with angling it a bit more. Even if I were to slide it back, yeah, I can do something, I'm sure. There's underlighting on that. I quite like the unit. It's scratched up because the seat mechanism catches it all the time. But there's nothing that can't be fixed on that. I've got different indicators. I've rewired them so they can just drop back in. Side panels are crap. I, like everyone, was seduced by the tank. The tank looks amazing. It is heaving inside, absolutely heaving. So something is going to have to be done. But fundamentally, I wanted a running, riding bike. Kind of got that. Need to make it run, ride better. But it's got some balls. It really has. I mean, that was it's what, 300 yards up and down my hill. Obviously don't know the bike well enough, and I don't want to, not going to take it onto main roads or anything like that, but hoiking it up and down the hill to make sure it moves fine, I'll live with that. It really wanted to stretch his legs, so I'm quite looking forward to getting it so that I'm convinced it's safe, it's old enough that it doesn't need an MOT. I need to go through that whole historic process again with this one. I have with that one. Need to get that squared away before I do anything else, otherwise I'm going to end up having to MOT it, which I may do just for my own peace of mind. I don't know yet, but we'll see. I don't think there's going to need a lot more to get it usable, legal, safe, etc. Sweet, that'll do me. Cheers all. Happy nap for once. Catch you later. Ta-ra.